Welcome to the Lost Lives Count, where we get started from the past before the Antichrist. I am your host, William Pry, aka Nexus. I'm doing The First Omen, released in 2014, directed by Akaz Stevenson, who actually did the whole season of Channel Zero of Season 3. This is the prequel of The Omen, 1976. So, how many? Okay, it's about a novel named Margaret who vowed to be peace at a conspiracy that the hidden church that hide the key of the Antichrist. Before the darkness that planted before Damien has shared the prophecy. Okay. To tell you the truth, the director loves the the Omen. She's actually a big fan of the Omen and want to change a little bit of it and want to make the Jackal want to change a little bit of it. Like, for example, the why Damien is a twin in The Omen, The Awakened. Wait, why Damien got killed by Kate? Why? I mean, there is so many questions. And we need answers to. So let's get into the lives lost. The movie begins with the 20th century Fox fan fell, and we cut to trees while church bells toll. 20th Century Fox presented 4 Phantom Films productions. We cut to the new Father Brennan. Honestly, there is so many Father Brennans from 2006, now 2024, with Ralph Neeson, who actually is Goldie in From Hell, and Amicus Krauss from Harry Potter's. And I will not do a review. I will not do a review over Harry Potter because the author comments. Because the author comments on the LGQ plus community. He's an alarm installer in Intruders. He's Joseph in Brahms, The Boy 2. Back to the movie. He make a confession that say she wasn't. Honestly, the body, and it actually hit hard when Roe v. Wade was overturned. Honestly, well, the because honestly the SAG-AFTRA strike move it back, the Roe v. Wade may move it back, and not only that, COVID may move it back. And yeah. Brian volunteer, and he can tell him the pregnancy happens quickly, and Father Harris, who actually played by Charles Dance, who is Jonathan Clemens in Vampire 3, The Master Vampire, and Dracula Untold. Back to the movie. Harris left. Why he left? He don't want. Honestly, he actually doesn't want to be forgiven. Then the pipe came down and bashed his head. He's actually fine until Father Brennan say, "Father." He actually smiled. But his true death happened at 5:55, 5 minutes and 55 seconds. What actually happened is a pipe from the church scaffold and crashed down, and stained glass impaled him on the head. It's actually the early death. And it's actually the first year. The scene is actually practical effects combined with CGI. The pipe was real and rigged to fall to a controllable take, and while the actual impalement was digitally enhanced for. Honestly, the director Stevenson want Harris' death to echo the famous lightning rod impalement of Father Brennan in The Omen. It's the brave mirroring of the priest dying violently by a fallen object that structure. Charles Dance filmed the confession scene in Rome, but the death stunt was shot on a soundstage in Budapest, where the production recreated the Gothic church interior. The church noted that Dance improvised Harris' final smile, which Stevenson kept. Honestly, this is Stevenson's final debut. Her first feature debut as a film director. This is the 6th film of the franchise. It's actually set in 171 during the political unrest of Italy. And Ralph Neeson, Father Brennan, is a younger version of the priest from 1976. The Orphanage was a film at Villa Presi and a farm of parochial Italy. The Jackal lore was retconned in this version. The Jackal is Damien's father, not his mother. So Harris' death is just a callback to the original Omen, the priest trying to legacy. That way, it become part of the mythic record you're building. Smile final time, and we get the title card. The first Omen. It Rome 1971, before Damien's birth. We meet Margaret. She played by Neil Tiger Free. She Leanna Grayson in The Servant. She came from America to Rome to be a nun after Father Gabriel. She actually, who's there? Father Gabriel and Cardinal Lawrence. Okay, Gabriel played by Takfi Baram. I am not trying to butcher his name. He era boy from ABCs of Death. Lawrence played by Bill Nye. He got a lot, but he's Martin Baron in Phantom of the Opera. He's Victor in Underworld. He's Philip in Shaun of the Dead. They arrive at the orphanage, and we actually meet sisters Silva. And she actually give Maggie a hug. For the rest of the video, I'm actually going to give Margaret just Maggie, because honestly, Silva say there's only 62 girls in it. So there are married women, children, babies, and the little girls in the picture. Then Angelica, who is a disturbed nun that was there before birth. And she introduced to Carlita, who a strange girl. She speaks English and Italian, and Carlita lick her strange. And she asks about the drawing, and she won't she be safer, because now she in the room, and Maggie in her room, she see her drawing nun, and Carlita and Maggie praying for her bed. Someone in her room is her past screaming. And we meet Lutz. I actually hate her because what she did at the end. Now she asked how did Maggie, a girl from Pittsburgh, Massachusetts. Well, we actually learned that Lawrence was a priest at her orphanage. She was a problem child. And let's say that her true form is just do it. And cut to the next scene, and they're peeling potatoes, and one person is actually smoking and laughing. and Maggie teaching the others how to speak Italian, and one kid disappears, and it's actually Carlita, and she actually found the bathroom, and she finds a strap in, and Angelica is laughing and crying, and Lutza scare her, and cut for them. It cuts to them go on Naya Town. Is she not comfortable with her outfit, and she can't do this, and they actually, as she never been to a bar, and for you only live once, there be brave, Lutz said, and it's only it's cuts to the bar that she guys, and she actually danced with one of the guys, and while Hollow Dance was watching his mother, and a butterfly flies and I want to warn everybody to flash a light and a spider in her bed at BBC News that the happen get ready for the day of Lutz. She say that she didn't get much. They keep this secret. She cry and pray away, and Bren, and actually Bren say it's a beautiful day, and Bren say his name, and I actually like the new actor, but I actually miss the old actor from 1976. He actually sent me him at his room at 47 and stay away from the nun. And now they say where Carlita by one of the nuns, and the nuns, honestly, she was bad, so they actually take her to the bathroom, and they're only a bed, and they actually bad, and Carlita and Maggie told Carlita told Maggie that she say bad. And Maggie told her a story that it didn't fix the feeling, that you just have to fight it. And the birthing scene, this doesn't give it the try to give it NC-17 rating, because this birthing scene actually was great, because and Maggie just fainted after seeing Demon Hand and Silva is actually jump on the trampoline while the kids play Reagan Rosie in Italian, and it's Angelica, she being disturbed and appropriate drawn a nun with a baby, and Maggie said that that's inappropriate, and Angelica just kissed Maggie and Holly the center, Angelica on the roof like Holly in Omen 1976, and light the match. Before that, she shed a tear and say, Angelica covered herself in oil too, and like in Holly, she said, "It's all for you," and she crashed into the window just like Holly at 47 minutes and 6 seconds. Honestly, the fire stunts was combined with CGI fire. For the actress was put in a flame retardant suit under her nun habits with a control burning Sarah. A rush. Stevenson wanted the scene to ritually echo a callback to Holly Dead 1976, but more disturbing because it framed a self-sacrifice for you. The production team noted that the window crash done the stunt double breakaway glass and composite body burn. Stevenson said in interviews that Angela's death will show how the cult manipulate women and destroying themselves for a greater prophecy. Honestly, it was. The first Omen was going to be released in 2016, but it was stalled in years in studio limbo because it was greenlit and released in 2024, but why didn't that release? The whole production schedule was disrupted because the staff had COVID-19 and the SAG-AFTRA strike, Raga strike, so they had to and the studio want to position it in spring of horror season, where like the Pope Exorcist found. Honestly, Stevenson grew up on the on the Omen and described perfection that the story before Damien. The origin of evil, how the church itself could be cultivated, and the manipulation of women's body tie in the horror to real world struggles of reproduction rights. Father Bran backstory showing why he so desperate in 1976 film. Stevenson said she approached the character piece inspired by films like Crute, focus on Margaret in struggles journey rather than just jump scares. The biggest change in the Omen 1976, Damon's mother was a jackal. In the first Omen, Damon's mother is Margaret, a human nun manipulated by the cult. Other changes, Damon is revealed to have a twin sister saved by Carlita. Margaret survived during giving birth, living in seclusion with Carlita and her daughter. Why change it? The jackal origin was always been symbolic but confusion. Stevenson wanted a more grounded body horror approach that direct to themes of control, abuse, and institution corruption. Adding a twin sister, Margaret gave a chance and franchise's new narrative thread for possible sequels. It reframes the horror as man-made evil, not supernatural destiny. Stevenson said, "Hell is man-made, not religion colored." Everyone scream. Maggie go to burn apartment. She entered his apartment, told what happened. Her father, Spoleto, played by Anton Alexander, who is Franco in Cemetery Man. Back to the film. She think that the church, honestly, Brandon actually told about two churches. The one that helped with the faith, and the one that turns the blind aid to torture, rape. Grape. Now, they turn away, honestly, to real life. Honestly, some churches in turn away in droves. Okay, this is real life because of people having religious trauma. Religious trauma is abuse of their religious faith. Some content creators, like Illuminations, done a big shot of explaining, but my thing is, religious trauma is where you start to wane and you try to lose faith in your religion. It hurts a lot of people and make them turn away from their faith. It's a shame, but we have had to stop people using God for political reasons, or we will lose our kids to our religion permanently. Our faith should not be in politics. Our faith should be only in the churches, not in politics. Back to the movie. Some priests ran say they had honestly the priest that he was mentioned want to birth the Antichrist. Brian was actually excommunicated, and they wanted Colita to be the mother. And they actually wanted to do this on the 6th month, the 6th year, and the 6th day. 666. Wait a minute. The 6th month is June, the 6th day is June 6th, and the 6th year is 1976. June 6th, 2006. So they will make a new omen in June 6th of 06 of 26. If it come true, let me know. But well, honestly, the photo is actually too old to be Colita. So Gabriel, so Maggie actually asked Gabriel about Colita info, but she actually, and Maggie is on the walk with Colita, and Maggie seems touched up when the riot comes, and Colita asks, why you stare at me, and she can trust me, and she did anyone to scare you. Colita, you get a bad feeling. Maggie can see the horrible visions. Maggie run because she actually offer her and Colita with Angelique, but she is dead. The riot broke out and a bad time. Maggie caught in the crosshairs of the plague of visions and freak out. Silva tell everyone to go to sleep in Italian, but a nun say that Silva want to talk to her, but that she actually is fine, and Silva want her to take a step back. I'm not ill, she say. Silva say she is sick. Maggie say because of you, Silva. Silva, because of you. Silva say keep your distance of Colita or consequences. Now, Paulo was actually, she actually said Paulo and chase him, and Paulo said look for a mark, and he got hit by a truck, and Maggie said call for an answer, and she accidentally lift him up, and she accidentally got him cut in half by a truck at 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 34 seconds. Apollo Death was filmed combining practical and CGI. The actor was a rigged prosthetic with a body lower and a split that while the truck impact was digital. Stevenson wanted the death to feel sudden and brutal, reflecting the role either guilty accomplice or collateral damage. Reddit actually discussed that Paulo used by the cult to seduce Maggie, but wasn't fully informed. His guilt and fear led to his death. But some viewers interpreted his final words as a confession of others, as a warning to making his death a turning point of Maggie awake. Honestly, the riot was a fictional protest outside and based on the years of lead up to invoke chaos that actually some fans believe that he was implanted by the cult to seduce Maggie and deliver. Others think that he willingly used to his death. He finally looked for the mark is a callback to the prophecy that and a hint that Maggie is being watched or chosen. His death marks the shift of elevation as Maggie begin to follow conspiracy. Maggie didn't notice his dead body until she placed him down. It does zoom out to her room, and she see visions of spiders. Everyone getting ready for Lud's nullified. Okay, it actually means she get married to God only. No other man but God. Honestly, it's actually Maggie seeing Carlita, and she actually cried and going to go through silver fires and find key that looks to have a sister, and they'll deform that Maggie break in and they break her promise and have consequences, and Maggie believe them, and they actually broke in and now restrained Colita, but she actually have 666 in her mouth, but the baby has 666 on her head. And Maggie went to the bathroom and she keep having visions, and the symbols are actually talking about what actually happened, and she actually see they're not even real, and Angela standing as a corpse, her clothes off and burned. She's scared. Gabriel have say we have to go, and he have to Maggie and came to Brennan and gave her, and Luca is not the only offspring. It's a mark on her head that show the final survivor that Maggie, honestly, the jackal or Satan is actually impregnating them. That actually impregnated someone. Not the Khalid, it's the Khalid. They want the baby for her now. Driving fast, and Maggie feeling more sickness and crash. 1 hour and 3 minutes and 26 seconds. Both Gabriel and Luca, the driver, as the bell tolled, step out Unhurt, her water broke and her belly grew. 9 months. Okay. Gabriel died, but her body showed in the impact, and Luca face smash in the steering wheel. According to production of the Deaf Winky, the crash was done with enhancement of CGI of both actors used body doubles that crash shot with use the for Luca smash face. Stevenson wanted the crash to feel ritual sacrifice, and Maggie stepped out of the survivor mark. Honestly, the belly grown scene, what happened is Maggie remade her water breaks and her belly swell rapidly in 9 months. There's a moment that revealed that the cult plan. Maggie herself is the true vessel, but honestly, Stevenson bought for the Raiden because they want a NC-17 Raiden. The effect combined the belly prosthetic rigs with CGI and morphed it to a grow. As Stevenson described it, the most important image in the film because it visualized women by a body women's body being violated from the inside out. She emphasized the scene. That scene, the was shot a humanized Maggie keep breathing and not exploded. They actually took Maggie to use her offspring to end times, and Maggie wondered if watch over her as a little girl and bear the baby, and God, He always with you. Lawrence say they gave her drugs. Drugs. So she can give birth easily, and they had to birth, and they cut her open and reach in the sack with both babies. They feel open. It want it a boy or girl, and you the boy name at the end, and everybody knows who the boy is. The name of the baby by Father Brennan, a young Father Brennan. Come on, everybody know it's actually the origin of Damien. He tried that, and he actually gave Silva gave Damien to Margaret, Maggie, and she grabbed a scalpel, and Do you hear his voice? Lauren say. Maggie say on the table, no, I only heard my own voice. I grabbed the scalpel and stab his neck at 1 hour, 43 minutes, and 26 seconds. Behind the scenes, Bill Nye filmed the death scene with a prosthetic neck that allowed Neil Tiger Free to stab safely. The blood squirt blood was practical digital effects that enhanced digitally for the final cut. Stevenson wanted Lawrence's death to feel like a moment of reclaim. Maggie sees control of body, destiny, even in middle horror. Maggie described as realistically and tragic. Lawrence genuinely believed that he was saving the church and bringing forth the Antichrist. Maggie was drugged and restrained at the birthday hall. The cult, the boy, but the truth actually is the truth. Honestly, in this 1970 film, the mother was actually the jackal, but in this film, the truth actually is Maggie is actually Damien's real mother, impregnated by Satan. And the truth, Damien have a twin sister. So, if you're actually wondering, okay, this actually makes sense in the Omen, the Awakening, of why Delia have a twin brother. And the birthing scene was controversial and given a 7 rating, and the sack was practical and the fluid, and it was actually the Stevenson is wanted to buy her route. Honestly, it's Maggie in turn tried to seal the prophecy, and Maggie tried to threaten to kill him, and Sylvia fought and got stabbed by Lute. An act of betrayal that burned, and the fire stunts that Colita do, and honestly, it actually acts like the Omen's first origins that show, and it took years later where Colita and her Omen and Brennan say reported that they're coming after them, and they tell. Honestly, The fire sequence was after a controlled fire of the soundstage. The stunts performed were fire and the shots that were nuns were are and honestly some of them were pre-time sequence with CGI fire. Stevenson said the fire was made feel like the false faith of the church. What happened in the movie is Maggie survived the fire with her colleague, the Father Brian visit the Hayden and warn the cult to know where they are. He reveals the boy's name Damien at the film and Holden, Maggie, Holden, and while Damien is taken away to fulfill his prophecy. Maggie is left alive but broken, forced into hiding. Damien is secured by the cult, set up the events of The Omen 1976, and create a hidden counter legacy that explore in sequels. In The Omen, honestly, if anybody watched The Omen, Damien, the infant is Damien, and the same boy that Maggie gave birth in the first Omen. And the cult baby swap ensures that the position of power and betrayed in were never mentioned in 1976. They were hidden away, erased from the official story. Yeah, they were hidden, erased away. How many lives lost did the first Omen have? Let's find out. Get to the lives lost. Wait, is that? Ow! Uh-oh. I missed a part of my skull. Uh-oh. Look into the numbers. 6 people lost their lives to the first Omen. Honestly, all of them are complete accidents, and one is caused by Maggie. Honestly, we're runtime about 19 minutes because we got lives lost every 1989.83 minutes because 5 males and 1 female. And balance is part of the ritual count because each of the count is just like the Omen, but instead of 3 females and 3 males, it's 5 males and 1 female. With the great acts of execution, with the great axe goes to Angelica, Sister Angelica. Her immolation, hanging hanging is one that the fans actually creators alike carry with them. It's not the death; it's the ritual legacy that resembles both, and it actually remembers. Remember Holly's death and oil, fire, ropes, and the four elements fall. The wimpy axe goes to Gabriel, who his car crash actually is a Hall Towie. It's actually he's actually an ally that Angelica is remembering because it echoes. Layer is horror and mythify, and the Gabriel's death is forgotten and fades erupt under shown and hollow. That's the seal of the death. Carve into a memory. Lost to the emptiness rhythm. Ellen on Monday and Friday, another ritual will be unfold. I am Nexus. See you next time.